This is exactly why low carb diets always fail. Hi, I'm Charlie and I'm the co-founder of Potentiate Coaching. And over the past 3 years, we have transformed over 500 people's lives for the better, taking them through our process, showing them that they can lose weight without taking away their favorite meals, reducing their social events and feeling restricted. If you're interested in being coached by Potentiate Coaching, there is a link below which will send you to our application form. Once that's filled out, we'll be in touch with how to get you from A to B. Why low carb diets always fail long term? Now, in the short term, a low carb diet can work so well. Now, the reason being, you're taking away carbs. What it actually is, carbs hold on 3 to 4 grams of water. So per carb, it holds on to 3 to 4 grams of water. So you're reducing that number of carbs that you're intaking, which means the water that you're retaining starts to decrease as well. You'll have that initial fast loss on the scales, and that mostly is water retention. Now, you can lose weight no matter what foods you eat, as long as you're in a calorie deficit. Calories are king when it comes to weight loss. So that means you could eat, say your deficit's 1500, you could eat 1500 calories of chocolate and you'll still lose weight. You wouldn't be satisfied. Well, you might be in the short term, but in the long term, you're going to get very hungry, and it will result in you probably failing because you're not feeling as satisfied from if you're getting a whole nutritious diet. That is me not saying just go eat 1500 calories in chocolate in a day just because you feel like it and you stay in a deficit. You want to be hitting the full whole foods. But in that short term, it works amazing because you're dropping that water weight quick. You're getting that buy-in to, oh my God, keto or this low carb diet is the best thing because my weight is going down quick. That will eventually plateau because you won't have as much water weight to lose anymore because you're not consuming as many carbs. On the flip side, let's say you have a day where you go out and have some carbs. You can see them scales spike up because you've had carbs. It means you're then holding on to water, which will then mean the scales jump up and you'll think, oh my God, what's happened? And that's where the all or nothing mindset can come in, because you've had one day where you've had more carbs, consuming more food, and then holding on to more water weight. And you think, oh, I've messed up now, so I might as well just go and have whatever I like. The biggest thing that you want to look at when you're taking away carbs is the restriction rebound effect. Basically what this means is once you're reducing something that you enjoy, so that could be pasta, that could be bread, that could be rice, potatoes, whatever carb it is, and this can happen for all other, nutritional approaches as well. As soon as you take out something that you enjoy, you're going to start to crave that food so much more because you're restricting yourself from it. It's just human nature. It's a mindset thing, and it is very hard to control. The biggest thing to look at is you want to have things that you enjoy in moderation and controlled. If you learn to lose weight just by taking away your carbs, what happens when you've hit your goal weight and you want to add carbs back into your diet? You've not learned how to control that, which then will result in further binges, further restrictive cycles, and you'll just go round in that loop, in that big yo-yo cycle. The other thing to look at is when you're taking away carbs is social settings. Going out for food, it is so hard to pick food that doesn't always have carbs with it. Yes, you've got the salad choices, but are they the best choice? Are they the thing you want? Probably not. So you could go out with friends and it's just harder to choose. So you might be like, right, I'll just have to have some carbs today. Again, that can then result in the binge. This could also make you start to resent going out because you want to be as on plan as possible. Then you start to hide away from going to social settings. That will then in terms probably make you miserable because you're not being social. That then will make you resent the plan that you're on. And that then will mean you're not going to stick to it and you'll just be back to square one. The biggest thing to look at is metabolic adaptation. So basically what that means is whenever you're in a calorie deficit, you'll have that loss because you're in a deficit. Over time, your body starts to move less. It starts to need less calories to maintain itself. You lose weight. It means you don't have as much mass So you don't need as many calories for your BMR, which this is then going to result in your maintenance dropping and coming probably, let's say it comes to the level of the calories that you're consuming, which means then you're going to have to drop it again. That is the theory of metabolic adaptation. What happens with keto diets or low carb diets is you're not getting that initial insulin spike that you get from carbs, which is why at the start it's great. You don't have that spike, you don't get the crashes, but your body will eventually adapt. Once it adapts, it doesn't matter if you take away carbs, your body levels out and your hunger signals go the same. So you get your cravings when you have that drop in your insulin, so the spike, you're not as hungry. Then when it drops down, you are getting more hungry, which is going to result in you then having more food. But because you're not getting that at the start, you think, oh my God, this is the best thing. Once your body adjusts, your hormone adjusts, the hunger returns, and then it is actually a little bit harder to maintain, in my personal opinion, without having the carbs in place. Another thing to look at is how macros are broke down. So you've got protein, which per gram is 4 calories. You've got fats per gram, 9 calories. Carbs per gram, 4 calories. So you can look at it this way. If you're dropping carbs, you're probably going to have higher fats, which means you might not actually be able to eat as much. But another thing to look at, every 2 grams of carbs, you have 1 gram of fat, which is more food in the long run. The biggest thing a lot of people have to deal with is the all or nothing mindset. You could be perfect throughout the week, Monday to Friday. Then on Saturday, you're going on a date or you want to have something with the kids and it's carby. You could then feel like had that slip, which then you feel like a massive failure, and then it results in the rest of the weekend turning into, oh, I've messed up one day, let's just have more. Could then cycle into the next week and the following week. The biggest thing is to learn to control these things in moderation, not take out food groups, because it isn't sustainable in the long run. If you're interested in working with Potentia Coaching, there'll be a link in the bio. We'll be in touch with how we can get you from A to B.